Hey guys, today we're going to do a complex step blend over a word design. So you're actually going to be writing in your own handwriting and then turning that into a step blend. So that is about the finished product, minus some adjustments that I would make as far as smoothing the letters. You can see the D looks great, and then when it starts to get into this curve, there's just some smoothing that needs to happen, but that's an easy fix. But this is generally what it's going to look like. So we're going to go over a couple things today. So I'm going to actually get rid of everything here. And you'll notice that underneath I have this layer that I have done first as a foundation, and I've lowered the opacity to about 18% so that I can still see it, but that it's transparent and not getting in the way of my actual design that I'm going to put on top of this. So in my layers palette you can see that. If I unlock it and select it, there is my handwriting brush design that's sort of the sketch for my final design. So in order to do that, you're going to start with a layer in Illustrator. You're going to grab your paintbrush, and using your either Wacom tablet, or you can do it with your mouse. If you do it with your mouse, it's just harder for your handwriting because you're not really drawing. You're using your mouse to draw. So I am going to do that, and I'll just do the best I can. So my word is going to be design. And I decided to break up the word to keep it in like a circle. So now from here, this is like your base. The brush tool, what it does that I like is that it kind of corrects you. So you'll make this D, and it was really crooked and had a lot of harsh edges, and then it will kind of smooth it out. Now you can do a bunch of things with this. You can go in there and like adjust your anchor points individually. Until you get like a good you might decide that some of those are not needed, which is fine. I think less is more as far as anchor points. You get like much softer curves that way. That's okay. And then I'm going to see what my S is looking like. Yeah. So I'm going to take that one out and that one, and then I can make my handle and see how much smoother that is. That's because there's less anchor points. So, and then my G looks a little funky, so I'm going to take that off. And then I kind of like it the way it is there. And my N is okay. Take that off. And bring this up. And that's decent. So what I'm really thinking about is how it's going to look with a stroke two around it. Okay. Okay. Select everything. And my stroke, I'm going to just increase to about there. And so, you know, it looks different now, and I think it looks actually better. Now, this is not how it's going to look as like a final product, because it's going to be full of all these colors. A really helpful trick, and I think that you guys probably don't know this, is if you press Command Y, it will switch to just outline mode, and you can see really clearly where your lines are. And especially if you have a really thick stroke, it's harder to see where your like baseline is. And then if you hit P for pen tool, and Alt, you can adjust your curves like that way too. So that's another thing that I do. We're going to see what that looks like, not in outline mode. Yeah, so a little better. This is still kind of funky, but okay. So I'm going to keep it like this. You can see it says design. And now that is my bottom layer. So now I'm going to add a top layer, and that's the layer I'm going to work on. I'm going to select this and lower the opacity in my properties panel all the way down to 21%, that's fine. And now I'm going to lock it. So working on top, this is the fun part. So now what you're going to do is take your ellipse tool and you're going to hold down your Alt and Shift key until you get a circle that's about the same width as your font or handwriting. So that looks fine to me, but again, I'm going to take a stroke off because that will give you more of the exact size. And then I'm going to line it up here, and I'm going to say, yep, that looks almost perfect. So this is great. All I need is one, because really then I'm going to Alt drag a circle down to every anchor point where you think you're going to need an anchor point. Okay. I'm going to probably need one here. Probably need one here, maybe. Maybe here. And last one here. Okay, now, I'm going to stop here because that's going to be my D. In your swatches panel, if you did not know this, if you open your swatches, there is a little icon down here. It's called Open Color Themes. If you click on that, Adobe has really nice color scheme and color theme ideas, or you can say color palettes, since that's kind of what we're working on for the rebranding project. So pick your color theme. In here, there's tons of options. You can even save themes too. I did like my first choice, this one. That was the one, graphic design trends. But I'm gonna do something different. Let's do this one. Okay, so I'm gonna click on my ellipse and then, oh boy. It's really weird.